All right, y'all. Happy Tuesday. Super fun. I am so excited to chat with you guys tonight. And really, Krista just gave me full reign of like train on whatever you want to train on tonight. And I want to teach you guys healthy habits, stewardship, and just kind of the how to of a successful business. Okay. So we're just going to take a deep dive. And one of the main things I want to just like break down is how to promote the business in a relational way. And you guys have heard me say a million times, I think that Plexus is personal growth with a paycheck, right? And so we get to build a business while the business also builds us. I think that's incredible that we get paid while we're working on self-growth and developing the leader inside of us. And we're getting paid to learn and grow at the same time. I think one of the easiest things to do currently is promote the business aspect because of what we have at our fingertips this month. I just want to make sure that you guys all know the possibilities for somebody who is brand new to come in and earn some serious cash right before Christmas and what that might do for them. So I'm just going to give you one scenario that I feel like is worth promoting and not one time. And I think it's worth reaching out to people that you know, one that are go-getters. So sometimes we mark people off because we're like, they already have a business or they might not want this. But typically, those are the people who will see this as an easy thing and they want another stream of income. So, for example, you can reach out to them and be like, hey, I don't know if this would interest you, but I totally thought of you when I realized that my company is giving away so much cash and a trip to Cancun. Would you be interested in hearing more about earning cash in a trip? Would you be interested about hearing more about a business opportunity? Would you be interested in hearing more about earning $1,400? $1,400. If somebody joins this month, they have the ability to earn double credits for their Cancun trip and the Christmas cash, right? And they're fast start eligible. So I have a graphic that the wonderful Tina Marie, our virtual assistant, made that I'm gonna throw in the Revive Rally. I'm pretty sure that we've already shared it before. If we haven't, utilize it to your ability and send that in your message. So typically when I'm reaching out to people, it's very relationally based. It's because the Holy Spirit has dropped somebody on my heart and I'm reaching out to them in that purpose. If not, if you guys have not heard of this before, the magic message, when I first started, this is what I would just say. Hey, have you ever heard of Plexus? If so, have you ever tried it? So I'm just opening up the door. If I'm going to talk to this person, I haven't talked to them before, I'm just going ahead and throwing it out there, right? Because they're going to come to my page. They're going to see that I sell Plexus. I'm not trying to fish around. I'm just going to go straight to the point. Unless it's somebody that I do know well and I'm reaching out more on a relational basis. So $1,400, like to me, triplex and trim is like where I'm selling that like crazy because most anybody can take that. Most everyone is going to feel amazing on that, and it's going to get them healthy inside out, help them lose weight, help them have energy. I mean, pretty much any health goal, triplex and trim can do it, right? Because everything stems back to our gut, our liver. We're actually working on the glucose. And so you don't have to know a whole lot about it. You're just like, let's start there, right? And then you can work your way from there. The best thing about this business is that you have one for yourself, but you're not in it by yourself. You do not have to reinvent the wheel. You just have to jump on the wheel, right? The wheel was already invented for you. There are systems. You have to find a system that works for you, and it has to be simple enough to then duplicate down. We do not have to overcomplicate this. This is everything is right at our fingertips, and it really is as simple as 5 steps that I'm going to give you at the end. Plexus is about sales and marketing, but if your first thought is, oh man, I'm not good at sales or I'm not good at marketing, start there in your mindset because I would have been right there with you. I would have thought, actually, I did say to my husband, like, I'm really not good at sales. And it was him saying to me, actually, I think you could sell anything. It's more of what you think sales looks like that you're not good at. And I was like, light bulb moment. He is right because anything that I love, I'm going to share with people and I'm going to tell them all about it, where they can get it, how they can get it for the cheapest price, right? And then move on from there. Um, and so, how can we do sales in the right way, right? How can sales is sharing something that you have belief in? Do you have belief in the supplements and in the products that you're selling or in this business opportunity? If you don't, start there and borrow our belief. Mindset is going to be crucial. You're going to hear that over and over and over and over and over again. All that sales is really great relationships, figuring out how we can give somebody else an opportunity, whether it be in their health or in their wealth. How can you find a problem that somebody else has that we can help solve? Right? That's all we're doing. We're finding a need in somebody's life. It might be to fix their gut. It might be to help them lose weight. It might be that they want a vacation because they haven't been on a vacation in forever. But unless we're asking really good questions, we're not going to know. So don't give them all of the information all at the same time. Ask good questions and continue to seek and to knock and to find out what is going on in people's lives. And then when they know that you care about them, it will go a long way. Now, you might think, I can't do this with 100 people. I can't do this with a massive amount of people. This is why building your social media up is so important. I can't tell you how many people feel like they know me because of my stories. They feel like they know I'm going to be at the gym every morning. They feel like they know what I just did over the weekend. Your stories are meant to give people a peek into who you are and build trust without being in daily conversations with them. So when you start to have conversations with them, they have already seen things in your stories. Many times, guys, Plexus is an avenue to what you are passionate about. So if you have a hard time wrapping your mind around going all in a gut health business, it's all right. I was right there with you. Like I had to find what is my purpose within this. And I also had to become a leader that was able to help people who came into this business realize that you don't have to put all of your eggs into your plexus basket. What do I mean by that? Sometimes this is the avenue that helps you in your personal growth to become the leader in a different aspect. We've seen people come in here and learn about entrepreneurship and open a dream business that they've wanted for a long time. We've seen people come in here and it enables them to adopt, to travel, to have ministry without limits. We've just seen so many different things that sometimes Plexus is the avenue to unlock dreams that are in your heart. Sometimes it's for you to see ministry outside of the four walls of a church and to go into the marketplace. Maybe you're called to spark revival, right? Team Revive is all about reviving dreams and purposes and plans outside of a normal ministry box, right? Maybe this is a way that you want to get into. I was talking to somebody on my team who is a nurse, and she really is passionate about the health aspect of Plexus and wanting to get less into the medical health field. And this is an avenue into natural health. So this is going to fuel what your passion is, and don't feel like your passion has to fit in some type of box that we're talking about. Each of us have different dreams and passions that Plexus is going to be a tool to help us get there. So sit in that for a while with the Lord to let him show you your plan and your purpose in Plexus. And when you are confident in that, it will help sustain the daily things that we have to do. I was listening to a training from Brittany Howard within a week. I can't remember when I was listening to it, but I loved, she just like has so many golden nuggets. Like when I listened to her trainings and her tips, and she was saying width. So, width in this network marketing business. What do I mean by width? If you're brand new, you might be like, what's that mean? It means you're going wide. I have lots of level ones. My team is super, super wide. What going wide is going to do in the Plexus comp plan is going to bring wealth to you and quickly. What going deep, so this is meaning my level one, adding a level two, adding a level three, who's adding a level four, right? That's going deep in your Plexus business is stability. Okay. So she just rattled off like width in your business is wealth, depth in your business is stability. And so you want a lot of level ones. You want to personally help as many people as you can. One thing I absolutely love about the Plexus comp plan is we do not have to worry about where people go or stacking people or is this leg balanced with this leg. Don't worry about it. Like this is such a simple comp plan, but also the most generous comp plan out there. And it gives you uncapped potential to just go for it, right? You can just go for it. So debt is building leaders. And when you have leaders under leaders under leaders, you're stabilizing your business because we don't just want the $1,400. We don't just want the trip to Cancun. We don't want a business that blows up and we get lots of money initially, but then we don't have a legacy business that lasts us to go be a missionary, right? And sustains the income coming in. We want both, right? Width, and depth is going to be that legacy business. And it's not going to keep you stuck on a hamster wheel that you feel like you can't get off of. You're going to be able to put in really good work initially with healthy, good systems and continue on. Guys, my business currently is fruit of this. Doing the hard things, doing them consistently, building up leaders, enrolling on my own, that now I can coast and do the simple things and still have a sustainable long-term business. Okay, I've been Sapphire for 4 years, 5 years, 5 years, 5 years. I've had a Sapphire income for 5 years. I've had an amazing income paying for my Lexus, getting those paychecks. We just got paid, right? Like who just got paid? In your email, right? Was it yesterday? We got paid yesterday. Every time I get paid, I'm like, wow, Lord, you knew that we needed this income and that it would be such a blessing, not just for me, but for others. And it would be a ripple effect that would continue to pour out. So, you all know that old song, Deep and Wide. I'm like, yes, we want to go deep and wide in our businesses. And we want to continue to just teach that throughout Team Revive, our team. We do not want short-term success. We want to lead with integrity, with stewardship, and with consistency so we can have legacy businesses. Guys, Chris and I have been doing this. Like I've been doing this for 9 years. I think she's been doing it for 11 years. There are so many people that have been in this business for years and years and years and years and years, and I don't see them stopping anytime soon because Plexus is a family. They want us to be blessed so we can bless other people. And the comp plan is simply generous. And they continue to think about us as ambassadors and how we can improve. What is the main thing that you need in your business? Hunger. Okay. Hunger. This is another Brittany Howard eating her trainings up lately, but she said the recipe for hunger is vision. What's your vision? Where are you going? Right? Without vision, people perish. We have to have vision. And your vision does not have to match mine or Krista's or Jordan Roddenberry's or any other Jewel. You can have your own vision. What do you want your team to look like? What do you want it to feel like? Where do you want to be in 1 year, in 5 years, in 10 years? Where are you going? You have to have vision, and your why has to be concrete and it has to fuel you, right? You have to have belief. So vision, belief, and you have to have belief in the products, in the business, and in yourself. You have to have belief in the products, the business, and yourself. And you have to have a need. It has to be a necessity. What is your need in the business? Is it time freedom? Is it financial freedom? Is it to use a gift that you have, right? When you have those three things, you're really hungry. And when she said that, I was like, hunger looks like something. If your business doesn't look like something, or if you're having a hard time moving the needle, if you're having a hard time staying consistent, if you're having a hard time doing these things in a consistent manner, then you have to go back to where's your vision, where's your belief, and do you have a need? Because that will produce hunger, and hunger looks like something. It looks like learning how to post better. It looks like really branding yourself as you want it to be. It looks like making Plexus a priority so then excuses shy away. I've heard all the excuses. I've made all of the excuses. And at the end of the day, what helped me succeed was putting the excuses aside. I could be too busy. I can be, I not have enough money. I can feel like I don't need to do this. I've been on here too much, but I have to go back to why am I doing this? Am I hungry enough? Where am I going? What is the vision that will sustain me? What should we be doing and what should we be doing over and over and over again is talking about the business and the supplements. Do not do one or the other. I will tell you that I would have been a jewel far earlier if I would have talked about the business. I shied away from the business, which was not a good thing. This business is so amazing. And honestly, guys, 9 years ago, MLMs had a bigger, like, bad rap. They don't have as bad a rap now at all. People are like, I want to make money online and from my house and not do the things. So, especially the younger generation, they're like, how do I make money off my phone? You know what I'm saying? So if you're my age or younger, those people are like, sign me up, easy money, I'll spend $100, show me how to make 1,000. So don't let anything limit you, and talk about the business and supplements. You guys want me to blow your mind? There was an emerald on Brittany Howard's team that went emerald in 90 days. She went emerald in 90 days, okay? As far as I know, I didn't know her name beforehand. She doesn't look like she has a big network. She still doesn't look like she has a big network or following online. 90-day emerald. What did she do? She talked about the business and the supplements all the time. They were like, what are you leading more with the business or the supplements? She's like, both. Because they need both, right? They have to believe in the supplements and want to do the business to help their train keep moving. So be talking about both. Be talking about both. I have gotten so many times recently, I wish I could afford this. Okay. I'm talking about the GLP-1 combo, or like in my post when I'm talking about health things, when somebody says to me, I cannot afford this, my very next message is about the business. Why? Because I just saw a need and I have a solution. Guess what? You have a referral link, and we're not going to let finances stand in the way of your health goals. Let me show you how to get your supplements paid for. Actually, I'll do all the work for you. Do you have a couple friends that would be open to hearing about health supplements or how they can lose weight, or maybe they need a business? I could show them how I do what I do. So you're actually not telling your friend to do the business. You're offering them to gather their network to get those three things, right? And so then you might be perking up a new business builder because they're going to watch you talk to all their friends about our amazing gut health supplements or weight loss supplements or our business opportunity. And then you're like, oh, let's use that referral link and get your supplements paid for. Then when they do that so easily, you're like, oh, your mom signed up like pretty easily. Do you have anybody else? And it's just like one step after the next step that becomes a snowball effect as you continue to have more conversations. Here's 5 things I want you doing every day that you're working, okay? 5 things I want you doing every day that you're working without going to sleep, okay? The longer you do it, the more that you do, the more momentum that you're going to have. I want you to tell your story or someone else's story every day. Testimonies will absolutely grip different people at different times. I want you to build relationships. So whether this is in messages or on your stories or on your personal feed, of course, be careful on your personal feed and in your posts that we're not claiming to cure any diagnoses with those major medical terms. Tell stories. What are symptoms that you had? How did you feel? How do you feel now? How do you want to feel, right? Tell your story and tell others stories, and do that consistently. How are you personally growing? What are you doing to personally grow? Most of us, hopefully all of us, are reading this book. That's a personal growth thing. But one chapter in a whole week, that's probably not a daily activity. Do you have a podcast? Are you building yourself in other ways? I'll tell you, John Maxwell, Craig Rochelle, I have so many different, Jessica Heffley, Brittany Howard. I am constantly listening to things in my ear while I'm doing laundry, while I'm putting my makeup on. I am doing a training a day, and I don't want you just consuming. You have to apply, right? We've all been guilty where we just keep listening to things, but we're not actually applying them. So hold back if you're not able to apply them, to take notes, and to change something. So, personal growth. I want you personally growing, whether it's a podcast, reading a book, read a couple pages a day. Develop the leader within you, because the better leader that you are and the healthier leader that you are becoming, the healthier leaders that you will attract. You want to become a leader of of the leaders that you want to attract, right? You guys get what I'm saying. I just mixed that up but you get what I'm saying. So develop the leader within you. Number 3, customer care. So this is for those who have already enrolled people. How are you caring for the people who have already come to you? This will help with retention, because we do not want people just ordering. We want them to continue to order. This looks like relationship, checking in on them. Hey, how do you feel? Hey, we want to listen to our bodies. Do you need any help with troubleshooting? Have you checked out any of these things? How's your water intake? And a lot of times my initial questions are not massive questions, right? How much weight have you lost? And they've been on it for a week. I'm asking things like, aren't you having amazing sleep? Like, have you noticed that you don't have as many cravings? Are you still grabbing the same sweets that you always did? I know that one of the first things I personally noticed was I drank my Starbucks, guys. This is my Restore drink. I had a Starbucks Frappuccino all the time, okay? Those sugary, crazy Starbucks Frappuccinos. I had to order it 3 times before I realized your girl doesn't crave the sugar anymore. And I was like, what is wrong? This tastes weird. And my third one, I'm like, oh, my taste buds are changing. So those small wins are huge, and we can check in with them. Are they plugged in to Team Revive? Hey, let them know that page is for customers. There's giveaways there sometimes. There's good information. There's testimonies. Are they there? And encourage them to use the referral link. Sometimes when we're checking in and they're like, oh my gosh, you're right. This pink drink really helped me. I'm sleeping amazing. My next thing is like, that is amazing. Would you be open to sharing that online? Like, there are probably other people who can't sleep, and they would love hearing that this helped you sleep through the night, or whatever the case might be. So you're starting to continue to plant seeds. I plant seeds before they sign up, as they're signing up about the referral link, and then after, because a lot of times people just can't see that they can do what we're doing, but they're really doing it already. So we want to just help them see that this really is simpler. It takes work, but it is simple, and anybody can do this if they're willing to put in the work. Number 1, you're telling your story. You're active there. Number 2, personal growth. Number 3, customer care. Number 4, reaching out to people. Reaching out to people, genuine, relational. My personal reach outs look very Holy Spirit led. So I'll be thinking about my cousin who has endometriosis, and I just heard a testimony about that. So I'm like, girl, I just heard a testimony about endometriosis, and I think that these supplements can help you. Check out this testimony. Would you want to give this a try? I typically always end in a question. If you guys can't tell, like every time I'm talking, I'm ending in a question because I don't want the conversation to end. So I'm continuing to ask really good questions and reaching out in that way, because a lot of my reach outs are more follow-ups because of the traction that I get on Facebook. So we want, mine is Facebook, but whatever your social media outlet is, and yes, mine goes from Instagram to Facebook. So I kind of do both of those outlets, and I do my stories mainly on Instagram, and they're connected, which algorithm wise, they tell you don't connect them. I'm too busy to not connect them. I just killed 2 birds with 1 stone. My traction comes from Facebook. It's probably because I'm a millennial. It's probably like my age, whatever, but TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you are, what you want to be doing is pouring enough value into people that people are leaning in, that then they're asking the questions, right? So when you make a post like, hey, I need testers for GLP-1, they're ready to buy in. But if you're not quite there yet, sometimes you have to get in some conversations in the side, right? You heard from Liz last week. She's in lots of conversations. Leah's reaching out to people, and that is beautiful. And in those beginning initial stages, that's really what you have to do to show people that you care and to get in those relational conversations to find their needs to then be able to follow up. So number 5, you probably already knew. Follow up again and again and again and again and again. I'm telling you, my follow-ups, I'm following up like crazy. I got a whole new basket of people who want to try Plexus who didn't actually bite when I did the GLP-1 post. So those are going to be follow-ups forever until they order or until they're like, stop talking to me. But it looks different every single time. What am I saying? Hey, sometimes I'm following up with a event that we're doing. Sometimes I'm following up with a special. Sometimes I'm just checking in on them. I'm going to their Facebooks and their social medias and finding out how can I add value to their life and pour into their life, and really just let the love of Jesus shine and leave the timing up to them. But fortune is in the follow-up. I want you guys to set your mindsets up for reality of most people don't order the first time. So when you get a no on the first time, that's normal. When you start to get ignored after the first time or the second time, it's normal because people aren't ready yet. You have to build credibility, trust, and consistency, and then they'll come around. So if you're just starting, and even when other people start and they start sharing things, share that with them. Hey, people don't realize how amazing these supplements are or this business is yet, but they will eventually. Like, just keep putting the right things out there, sow seeds, and allow the timing. But statistics show 8 to 12 times is when somebody will actually order. So if you have not followed up 8 to 10 times, you might have a few more in you before somebody orders. Okay, how many of you guys know if somebody were to say, like, hey, yeah, I do Plexus, like, what do you do? How many of you guys know your elevator speech? You would know how to answer that question. Can you explain Plexus in 2 to 3 minutes, 2 to 3 sentences? Do you guys already have that thought up? If the answer is no, I highly encourage you. Oh, it's not working. It always works. Okay, let me copy this real quick and see if I can get this in the chat so you guys can read it. And if you guys have different ones, I want to hear yours. Oh, it's not working. Okay. Oh, wait, this should be in my notes on my computer as well. Okay, when I say what is Plexus, somebody asks me this, and it weaves in and out of me telling my story, me helping people in different ways. And you guys probably have heard me talk like this because I have said this now for 8 years, okay? What is Plexus to me? Plexus is a natural health supplement company. It's really the OG in gut health. It focuses on 3 main things: blood sugar balance, inflammation, and gut health. Focusing on those 3 things is a pretty big deal because it gets to the root of our issues and balances out our body that brings change that lasts. Some of these might have typos. I'm sorry, but you guys will get the gist of it. When you find supplements that work and you feel great, you tell people about the gift that you found, and the amazing comp plan that matches the supplements that work is something that I absolutely love. So I typed this up real quick before I hopped on here, but I essentially say that over and over again. And I'm like, do you have, and then I ask them a question at the end. It depends on who I'm talking to, right? Do you have financial needs? Do you have gut health issues? Like if you know the person, like you're sore all the time, your bones are achy, that's probably an inflammation thing. Have you ever thought of trying supplements that will help your inflammation? So I'm giving them a little tidbit, and then I'm asking them a question that's going to specifically apply to them. Have you ever heard of Plexus? Have you ever tried it, right? You're getting in good conversations, but you have to know what this is, short, sweet, and then get into good conversations. This I pretty much spin into my posts and into my story all the time because that's how I'm dripping and allowing people to see what plexus is over and over and over again. And people are then saying, like, oh, actually, I think my blood sugar is all over the place. Well, sometimes I'm like, blood sugar is your master hormone. Okay, ladies, let's talk about those hormones, right? And so this can be used in so many different ways. It's a catalyst to then use in your communication. What is your story? Do you guys know your story? Have you written up your story? Could you tell your story? Do you feel like you have a story? I want you guys to sit on these 4 questions and be able to share this in different ways because stories are what sell. Facts and knowing everything about plexus, that's just going to tell about what it is. But stories, your story, other people's stories, and what you want to see is what really is going to move the needle. Do you not have a story yet? Are you brand new? This will be recorded. You can send it to people who have come into the business. That's fine. What are you currently struggling with? What do you want to discover? This is you inviting people into your story so they can watch it unfold with you. Krista was so good at that. And then I personally got to watch her story for about a year and a half before I ever felt like I was going to join the business as well or the supplements. I watched her. I watched her health transformation. I watched her business transformation. And that was huge. Don't assume people know what plexus is. They know you or your story, or they know what your vision is or why they would do it. You want to tell people over and over again, reword it, ask good questions, and find problems that you can help them solve. All right, we're going to move into the book study, but if you guys have questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. Did you guys bring your books? Do you guys have, I want to be quiet for a minute and talk about chapter 2. Tammy, I knew you'd have your book. So I love this. And one of the biggest books that like literally set me on fire, I just had pages fall out. Guys, I read this in the sauna the other day and the whole like thing was melting. And I'm so sad that I can't read it in the sauna because like you need your time to go by quickly in there. And it just started melting and my whole page just fell out. At least it's the acknowledgments and the contents. But okay, what I was saying is the book that set me on fire was Go for No. Go for No, right? Failing Forward. It was like this tiny little book, and really, truly, I have become a learner. I've learned to love to read because I am not great at reading, and I know that leaders are readers. And so my goal is to read 12 books by the end of December because I have had a goal for years. I'm talking about years, probably since I was in college, to read 1 book a month, and I've never accomplished it. And this year I'm going to. Can you guys hold me accountable to that? I think I'm at like 7, so I only have a few more to go, but we're pretty close to December. So hold me accountable to 12 books by December 31st. I can do it. And you guys are helping me because we're reading this one together. So I like Failing Forward. Pretty much chapter 2, we're redefining what success and failure is, right? And the second chapter is the definition. What did you guys think? Feel free to unmute yourself. You can type something in the chat that I'll read for you. And we'll just dive into chapter 2. The difference between greatness and mediocrity is often how an individual views a mistake. And for me, it was like, we're going to start with mindset, right? How are we viewing things? What's our perspective in it? Tammy, what do you think of chapter 2? What was like, do you have a quote that you can give us?
Yeah, I just really appreciated the stance on that because he talks about later mistakes and failures are inevitable. And I've kind of had a bit of a motto like it's not when I mess, it's not if I mess up, it's always when. Like I'm always prepared because it's gonna be coming. And ironically, it's easier to think like I am so much more comfortable. Like I can talk in front of hundreds of people, I can sing in front of large crowds. But why is it this one-on-one stuff is so much harder and feels so much more vulnerable? So having to try and teach myself like that same thing. I'm okay if I mess up in front of hundreds of people, but I don't want to screw up with one person.
I love that.
so so it's just been, it's like the reminder of having to bring that reality back. Like it's not if I mess up, it's when. And you know what? It's gonna be okay.
100%. I love that. Yeah, Angela said there's no mistakes, only lessons. Yeah, I loved the what did he call it? The rules for being a human, right? You learn lessons, there's no mistakes, the lessons repeated till it's learned. If you don't learn the easy lessons, they just get harder. You'll know you've learned the lessons when your actions change. And I think that's the like whole Christian principle, right? We want to see fruit to a mistake and to be able to learn from those. And I forget who said this, but the definition of insanity is literally doing the same thing over and over and over and over again and expecting different results. Like we have to change what we're doing, and failure can make us stronger. Both of his stories in here were awesome. But the truth is, we have to look at the bigger picture, right? We're not just looking at like, oh, I was late today for work, or I didn't hit a goal, right? If we can make it applicable to Plexus business, it's so much bigger than that, right? I can hit the goal next month. I can hit the goal in a year. Well, what can I learn from if I can? And this is how personally I do my business. If I feel like I'm stewarding my business well and I'm giving it 100%, then I can also rest in, I didn't fail. It was wrong timing. I have the timing wrong, right? And then you move on. If I have failed or I've made mistakes or there are things that I could have done better, I can learn and then grow from those from there. I loved the fertilizer thing, where they said failure is good. It takes adversity to create success. And really, we can see failure as fertilizer to our growth. It's like, man, that is such a good analogy. And then, I mean, the Apostle Paul, pretty good example. I'm like, if he said, I have learned in whatever state I am to be content, and that brother was stoned, beaten, whipped, imprisoned, shipwrecked. Like, I think that we can be content, like getting a no in our Plexus business or not being able to do something. It's like, all right, I can be content in those things. Are you guys enjoying the book? I know we're only on chapter 2, and in some ways, like one chapter a week, it's like drawn out. I love it. Well, I don't want to belabor tonight at all. And I actually asked my husband to come in here because little Chad is not here. I'm like, you want to pray over us like Chad does? He was like, absolutely. So if you don't know Jer, this is my hubs. Most of you guys have been on before, and you might recognize some faces, but we'll just close in prayer and then we'll see y'all next week. Jeremiah is not like Chad, and he does not do the business or know as much about the business, but he knows a whole lot about prayer and would love to pray over us and our team.
Sounds good. Yeah, let's pray. Father, thank you for tonight. God, thank you for this team. Lord, thank you for your heart and your plan for each team member that's represented here. Lord, thank you for their journeys, Lord, with you, with this Plexus business. Lord, thank you for all the wisdom, all the advice, all the counsel that comes through these calls. Lord, I pray, Father, that you would, Lord, just help every person to receive, Lord, what needs to stick and just what needs to just fall off. I just want to encourage a lot of you as I'm praying that I really just encourage you just to receive what sticks and to let go of what doesn't, that there are certain things that will hit your heart, certain things that you'll feel a pull to, and to not get distracted by what doesn't stick. And so, Lord, I just pray for a renewed focus. Lord, I pray for efficiency. Lord, I pray for, Lord, giving time and money and energy to what works for each of them. Maybe what's working for someone else isn't working for them. And so, Lord, I just pray that you would give them grace to focus on what sticks and, Lord, just not become distracted by maybe some other things that don't make sense for us. And we thank you for this time. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. All right. I love y'all, and we will see you next week. Have a great night.